Hello guys, this is Revolution. So, another Titanic battle on Revolution. We have Jiren the Grey of Universe 11 from Dragon Ball Super taking on the God of Evil from DC, Darkseid. Jiren is an absolute powerhouse who managed to overpower Son Goku even with his Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken ×20 form. Yet even when Goku mastered Ultra Instinct, Jiren was able to awaken some of his own hidden power and was able to compete with Goku's new powerful form. However, whilst Jiren was an antagonist, he wasn't exactly evil. That can't be said of Darkseid, who is a new god who seeks to find the anti-life equation and conquer the universe and destroy all free will. He often casts off powerful avatars that are capable of smacking up some versions of Superman, as well as a plethora of hacks abilities. I have no doubt that this is going to be an absolute slugfest. Just before we begin, a lot of people have been asking me to do a comic book battle that doesn't include a Dragon Ball character. I'm happy to do that. There are two battles that I would like to cover on my channel that I have in mind. One is Darkseid vs Thanos, and another one is Rune King Thor vs Silver Age Superman. I've left a poll in the top right corner. Answer me which one you would like to see. Just click that eye in the top right corner, vote, and I will crack on with it. And whilst you're doing that, if you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you are subscribed. And even if you are subscribed, click that bell button next to the subscribe button to be notified whenever I release new content. Keep smashing that like button, keep lending me your energy. And if you're on Twitter and Instagram, come follow me on those social media platforms as well. So first up, we're going to start off with a powerful new god, Darkseid. Now, most iterations that you have seen of Darkseid have actually been revealed to be just avatars or projections of Darkseid. They are literally a fraction of his full power, of his true self. These avatars over the years have varied in power, but the most powerful avatars projections of Darkseid have been universal levels of power. Pre-Crisis avatars of Darkseid were considered a threat to pre-Crisis Superman, the Silver Age Superman if you will. Silver Age Superman was capable of feats like pushing himself towards the centre of a Big Bang and destroying a structure that actually survived the explosion of the Big Bang, even fought against Dark Mordor. I did cover Silver Age Superman in the video against Ultra Instinct Goku. I'll link at the end of this video, make sure you check it out. An avatar of Darkseid was considered a threat to this version of Superman, meaning that he is relative to Silver Age Superman, who had a Universe Plus level of attacking potency. We have also seen various examples of Darkseid keeping up with the likes of Wonder Woman and Superman, proving that he is massively faster than light himself. An avatar of Darkseid was even fast enough to one-punch the Flash. There seriously are a ton of feats by Darkseid that are absolutely incredible. I'm not going to do them all in this video because ultimately they all pale in comparison to Darkseid's true self. When describing Final Crisis, this is what Grant Morrison had to say. The DC superheroes see the new gods as other superheroes in the way that Orion or Barda can join the Justice League. They've never understood that they are really fucking gods. This story's about the first time Darkseid actually manifests on a planet. Everything we've seen before have been projections from the world of the new gods, and for the first time we are seeing them in their full power. Darkseid has never really used his true form to engage in the affairs of the multiverse. Every appearance he's made has literally been an avatar of his true form, all fractions of his true power. Darkseid's true form actually represents a non-corporeal energy being, and it actually depicts rainbow-like features. So after the events in Death of the New Gods, where we saw Soulfire Darkseid take on the Source and his son Orion, it then led on to Countdown's Final Crisis, where we saw him compete against Monitor Solomon, seemingly outwitting Monitor Solomon, only to have his son Orion stop him by ripping his heart out and taking away his true power at the end of Countdown's Final Crisis. Then of course Final Crisis occurs, where he features as the main villain, having assumed a human guise as Boss Darkseid. Now it must be noted, throughout a lot of the events in Final Crisis, this was Darkseid in human guise. He did gain a few new hosts, but he was pretty much weakened, crippled and dying. But as he gains a new host in Final Crisis issue 5, he literally puts his thumb down to reality, and that is the catalyst for an offset of events, including space and time around the Earth beginning to crush and crumble. Time is literally being erased, and once again this is a weakened Darkseid, but as Grant Morrison said, this is the first time we've got true self Darkseid on Earth. eventually Darkseid starts to drag the entire multiverse into a singularity where he is all that exists. The Green Lanterns start falling into this singularity where everything is Darkseid, and we see that he encompasses multiple universes. In the image with the Green Lanterns being sucked into the singularity, we literally see all these Earths, which pretty much represent universes in DC. We even see red mist surrounding these Earths, these universes. That is the bleed. The bleed has been described as a higher dimensional fluid medium, which basically means it's a higher dimensional fabric. Literally everything became Darkseid. Darkseid affected multiple realities on a multiversal scale. In Final Crisis, whilst being weakened and dying after a fight with his son Orion, he nearly destroyed all 52 realities in the DC multiverse, even damaging the world of the Orrery. Time was ceasing to exist because Darkseid transcended time itself. Just to grasp how truly fantastic this feat was, the Orrery was a plane of existence located within the 5th dimension and within the bleed. The bleed itself, the fabric of the bleed, has been explained as 5th dimensional fabric. True Self Darkseid literally affected this entire plane of existence, affecting a whole host of 3 and 4 dimensional constructs across a 5th dimensional axis. This alone would put True Self Darkseid at mid-multiversal levels of power, but don't forget, this was a weakened and dying Darkseid. His full power is likely high multiversal levels of power. Of course, he possesses all this power, but he's also a master combatant and a military expert. He has plenty of hacks abilities. After all, his true form is pretty much a 4th dimensional entity, so it's no surprise that he has an overwhelming array of time manipulating abilities. His son Orion literally said he was limitless in terms of time manipulating abilities. He has literally sent other beings to different parts in the past. He's capable of mind control, teleportation, matter manipulation, size manipulation, soul manipulation, reality warping. This guy is mental. Even the strongest of his avatars are at universal levels of power, which would be more than enough to trouble the majority of the Dragon Ball Super cast. But his true self is truly high multiversal. He is a powerhouse. He's not only powerful, but he's highly intelligent. He's a master strategist, outsmarting the likes of Metron and Solomon the Monitor. He never just has plan A, he has plan A, plan B, plan C. The guy's a genius. The catalyst for Darkseid's powers are a cosmic energy field called the Omega Effect, which is a force of entropy from the destructive side of the source. Not only does that allow him to travel through time and space, but it also allows him to use the Omega Beams, which is one of Darkseid's most destructive energies. He can literally form a vast amount of power into a small area of effect and fire it from his eyes. These beams are so powerful they once pierced the Anti-Monitor's shell during the Darkseid War. So these Omega Beams would be more than enough to match Ki Blast from Dragon Ball Warriors. So we've seen how much power Darkseid possesses, and it's an incredible amount, but Jiren himself possesses an incredible amount of power. Will he be able to topple the titan that is Darkseid? So as I've said a few times in some of my verse battles before, there's 2 different ways you can scale Dragon Ball. You can scale by feats and statements in the source material itself, or you can use key multiplication scaling, which is literally taking into account official multipliers of power, using a previous feat that the character has achieved or a character they are relative to, and then using subsequent multipliers on top to extrapolate where their power would be now. The reason I often talk about these 2 ways of scaling is because there are a lot of people that just simply won't accept the key multiplication scaling, as they deem the levels of power put forward by this way of scaling as unfair if there aren't feats to back it up. We will quickly cover the feats and statements way of scaling Dragon Ball Super. So in episode 28 of Dragon Ball Super, Vados and Whis had to stop Champa and Beerus from having a brotherly squabble because it would have destroyed both the Universe 6 and Universe 7 macrocosms. These are macrocosms 3 times the size of our universes. The destruction would have had to take place over a 5th dimensional axis to reach the other universe, which means Gods of Destructions have at least multi-universal destructive capacity. In an issue of the Jump magazine that is published by Shueisha, who co-owned Dragon Ball alongside Akira Toriyama, they published that Ultra Instinct Omen Phase 3 Goku was somewhat relative to a fully powered Beerus. Luckily for us, we also saw Ultra Instinct Omen Phase 3 Goku fight against a fully powered Jiren in episode 129. They were both pretty much relative in power in this fight. You could say that Jiren had the edge as he almost eliminated Goku until he achieved Mastered Ultra Instinct. Goku didn't just have a high amount of power, he also had mastery of self-movement as well, aiding him in his fight against fully powered Jiren, yet fully powered Jiren certainly weren't losing that fight. However, Goku mastered Ultra Instinct and literally mollywopped fully powered Jiren, literally dismantling Jiren's full power attack and crushing it to nothing. Mastered Ultra Instincts Goku then went on to bitch slap fully powered Jiren. However, Jiren wouldn't just let this slide, he would awaken his hidden power, and upon awakening his hidden power, he overtook Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, landing in total 6 blows on a transformation that is supposed to remove the user from harm. There are 3 reasons Jiren was able to do this. 1, because he got powerful enough to be able to compete with Ultra Instinct Goku's power. 2, because he actually surpassed Goku in speed. And 3, because he was smart enough to use Ultra Instinct against Goku. Obviously, Ultra Instinct Goku would then use some sort of pure progress ability which allowed him to overtake Jiren yet again and ultimately defeated Awakened Jiren. Given the fact that fully powered Jiren is relative to Ultra Instinct's Omen Phase 3 Goku, who is relative to a fully powered Beerus, who is multi-universal per Whis and Vado's statements in episode 28, then Ultra Instinct Goku mollywopped that version of a fully powered Jiren, yet Awakened Jiren one-upped the Ultra Instinct Goku that one-upped his fully powered form. It would be safe to assume that Jiren is at low multiversal levels of power. The most popular way to scale Dragon Ball is the key multiplication way of scaling. Ever since early Dragon Ball, we've been told increase your ki, you increase all your combat abilities. For example, when Goku uses the Kaioken times 20, it multiplies all his combat abilities by 20. The same kind of thing with Super Saiyan, it multiplies all your combat abilities by 50. But whilst your power level in Dragon Ball does grow linearly, your attacking potency actually grows exponentially. We saw in early Dragon Ball Goku blow up a car with a power level of 10, yet Master Roshi blew up the moon with a power level of 139. This makes perfect sense. Think about you throwing a punch. If you increase your overall strength, then you will increase your attacking potency with your punch. But increase your speed and your strength, increasing your overall power, you will increase your attacking potency to a much greater degree. This is because of the increased velocity behind your punch. In early Super Dragon Balls, the Battle of God Saga, Super Saiyan God Goku clashed with Beerus 3 times. 3 clashes nearly destroyed a macrocosm 3 times the size of our very own universe. This was confirmed by the older Kai, Whis and the narrator. The only reason it didn't destroy the macrocosm was because on the third collision, Goku mastered a technique where he matched the angle and the power of Beerus' punch, negating the shockwaves that were causing the universe to crumble into a void. Well, in the Tournaments of Power, a suppressed Jiren blocked a post-Battle of Gods Saiyan Beyond God Super Saiyan God Goku's punches, a flurry of punches it must be said, with 1 finger. So Jiren's finger alone has universal levels of durability. Now this Super Saiyan God Goku wasn't exactly the same Super Saiyan God Goku we saw in Battle of Gods. In Battle of Gods, Goku actually absorbed that Super Saiyan God power into his base, that universal destructive capacity into his base form, which is now referred to as Saiyan Beyond God. You can then stack the 3 Super Saiyan transformations on top, as well as Super Saiyan God again on top of that, as well as Super Saiyan Blue, which is likely 50 times Super Saiyan God based off the fight against Kefla. Then Kaioken times 20 on top of that, and even that was not even enough to trouble a suppressed Jiren. Goku even commented that even Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 wouldn't work and resorted to the Spirit Bomb, eventually turning Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 again because throwing the Spirit Bomb at Jiren wasn't enough. Jiren was that comfortable, he eventually started to stare the Spirit Bomb back at Goku. This was a suppressed Jiren. A fully powered Jiren was able to compete with Ultra Instinct's Omen Phase 3 Goku. He also tanked a 3-way attack from Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 Goku using the Super Kamehameha, Blue Evolution Vegeta using the Final Flash, and Energy Blast from an Unlimited Energy Android. Even the legendary Assassin Hit, who is a powerful time manipulator, couldn't hold Jiren in place with his time cage. Jiren overpowered it, prompting Vados and Shin to state that even time has no effect on Jiren and that he transcends time itself. Never mind the fact that just by flexing his muscles in the Dragon Ball Super Specials, he shook a limitless realm, potentially a 5th dimensional structure. By the time you get to Awaken Jiren, Jiren is a martial arts genius, he is a master strategist. Even against Ultra Instinct Goku, he watched Goku fight against Kefla and deducted that you could use Ultra Instinct against the Ultra Instinct user by forcing them into a corner in which they can't escape. By the time you've extrapolated how powerful Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 Goku would be, he would be comfortably at multiversal levels of power. Jiren at full power far surpasses Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 Goku. He would most likely be in the mid-multiversal range of power. Jiren has an excellent use of ki control and can even send intangible energy attacks using his eyes alone. However, it must be noted that Jiren's most powerful form, his awakened form that we saw against Master Ultra Instinct Goku, only lasted around 30 seconds against an opponent that could match it in power and speed. So who would win in a fight if a fully powered true self Darkseid was to take on Awakened Jiren? Well, awakened Jiren would have no problem taking out the avatars of Darkseid, even the most powerful ones, no matter how you scale Jiren. However, when it comes to True Self Darkseid would just simply be too strong. Even in a weakened state, Darkseid was eroding a multiverse. The DC multiverse is far larger than the Dragon Ball multiverse, with 52 parallel universes, all including an infinite amount of parallel worlds. Awakened Jiren would have mid-multiversal levels of attacking potency and destructive capacity. However, that would be enough to probably compete with a weakened Darkseid, but by the time Darkseid gets to full power, Darkseid would garner an advantage. And Darkseid's time manipulating abilities far surpass those of the legendary assassin Hits. Whilst Jiren was able to overpower Hit's time cage, whilst the suppressed Jiren did overpower Hit's time cage, it did at least slow him down. So if True Self Darkseid uses his time manipulating abilities to slow Jiren down and hurts him with his Omega Beam attacks and his raw power, Jiren's power will diminish quite quickly due to his lack of stamina in his awakened form. Darkseid should win this fight quite comfortably. So guys, that's my take on Jiren vs Darkseid. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Do you agree or disagree with me? If you don't agree with me, that's fine. Let me know why in the comment section, but keep it civil. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Keep smashing that like button if you enjoyed these videos. Keep lending me your energy. Until next time, Ad Astra.